Hey, could you guys yell at me in the comments to fold and put away my laundry, please? I need the social pressure of 10,000 strangers telling me to do my laundry to help me do it. Okay, now that that's cleared up, I'm going to get that done after the weather report. I need you guys. This is a parasocial relationship where you help me get the motivation to do my and I give you a weather report. Let's do this. It is with a heavy heart I report dangerous wind gusts and heavy snow will be producing hazardous travel and infrastructure impacts for the northwest and north central U.S. Heavy rain is likely over portions of the Pacific Northwest, while heavy snow continues for the mountains of the Pacific Northwest and the northern Rockies. Above average temperatures across most of the country to end the week with numerous possible record tying or breaking temps in the western U.S. and the northeast and mid-Atlantic. But that doesn't mean you won't get peed on, because if you look above my big fat head, the Gulf has a system of pee, the middle of the country has a system of pee, and then up on the border of Canada impacting the northern plains and the lake states, there's a system of pee. So you might get peed on or you might get frozen peed on depending on where you're at and what your temperature is. Let's check those. East Coast, it was looking clear on the Doppler, by the way. I don't know if you could see that on my cut. But we've got 30s and 40s for upper New England. As you come down the mid-Atlantic, it's more like the 50s and even into the 60s by the time you get to the Outer Banks of North Carolina. 65, 69 for the Florida-Georgia line, 80 for Florida, 82 at the tip of the peanuts. Midwesty poos, we've got 30s, 40s, and 50s for the Great Lakes, the Ohio valleys in the 50s, the Tennessee, Kentucky area in the 60s, and 70s by the time you get down to the Gulf. Plainsy poos, we're seeing single-digit temperatures up in North Dakota, but as you come down, we've got 20s and 30s for South Dakota, 38 for Nebraska, and by the time you hit Kansas, it's 45, 51. Oklahoma in the 60s, Texas in the high 50s to the 60s, and 83 down at the tip of Texas. Mountain states, we're seeing 30s and 40s for the inland Northwest and Wyoming. As you come down into the Southwest and Colorado, it's more like 50s, and Arizona and New Mexico in the 60s and 70s. Pacific Coastlies, we've got 40s and 50s for the Puget Sound, 50s and for the rest of Washington and all of Oregon, 50s for NorCal, and 47 or 74 for SoCal, just depends on where you're at. McMurdo Station babies on the Ross Sea in Antarctica are sitting pretty at 28 degrees Fahrenheit with winds from the north at just 4 miles per hour, giving you a real feel in the sunny sunshine of 33 degrees Fahrenheit. Hey, it's not even freezing! You know who is freezing though? Probably Alaska, because I don't see any precipitation on the map. Let's look at their temperatures. Oof! We are cold in the last frontier. -6, -7, -4 on the Arctic Circle. For the interior, up down to as low as -38 for your daytime high. A little warmer along the edges and for the Bering Sea. Gets up to 35 for the Aleutians, 39 to 40. 28 to 14 near Anchorage, depending on where you're at. And 3 for the Panhandle. My friends in Hawaii still getting peed on. We have flood advisories, high surf advisories, small craft advisories, and flood watch for much of the western end of the state. Please be aware and look to your locals for your specific hazards. Looks like the front is going to weaken by Thursday, providing continued shower chances over the western end of the state. And slowly it's going to build back up, so more typical and stable moderate to breezy trade winds are going to be in effect through Christmas Day. It looks like you're in for it for a bit, though. Temperatures for the island chain in the mid-70s to the mid-80s for most areas. All right, everybody stay alive in Hawaii and the Pacific Northwest and everywhere else. I demand it. You must stay alive to bully me into doing my laundry. Okay, have a good day. Bye!